Hello YouTube, hope you're all keeping well out there. Pickups video for the months of July to August 2024. As per usual, it's a mixed array of goodies. I'm going to go through the non-video games first. I've got a few little bits. Books, I've got 3 books. Crazy times. And then, as per usual, I'm going to go through the video games in chronological order of system and release. So, books. I'm going to start off with this one. My now ex-boss has left and moved on to pastures new, and he was a fellow sort of geeky sort of guy, and we sort of loved getting together, chatting about old films, cartoons, yesteryear, video games. And yeah, I went on and on about this one. It's something I've mentioned numerous times on the channel. And yeah, it's Centurions, the annual. Basically, he said he had this up in his loft and he would gift it to me, in a man of his word he did. I seem to remember having the 1986 annual, I believe. I can't remember, but yeah, love the Centurions, Power Extreme, love the cartoon, and love the toy line. Blooming great figures they were, especially at the time with my little childlike hands, and just being used to like Mask and Star Wars, and yeah, these figures were great. There's that one. Book number 2, right. Star Wars book, Splinter of the Mind's Eye. Now, for those not in the know, after Lucas, or back in the original trilogy, in the 1977 New Hope Star Wars film, Lucas didn't know if the film was going to be a success, which obviously seems incredibly funny now looking back with its huge, massive following. But he didn't know if it was going to be a failure, or if it was going to succeed. And I believe, around the time he did A New Hope, or just afterwards, he got somebody, this Alan Dean Foster, to come up with a novel. This is a greatly abridged version to fit into this graphic book format. He got a guy to come up with a follow-up to A New Hope. I believe that's the case. Now, I don't think it was necessarily Empire Strikes Back. They might have borrowed elements from that. I'm yet to find out once I start reading this. There might be themes that are similar, but I mean, I can even see on the cover the Luke and Leia, their brother sister, running off away from Vader. So, be interesting to read this. Apparently, it's very good, and yeah, there's a few other Star Wars books I wouldn't mind reading. I mean, I can't stand the new stuff. Ever since Disney acquired and yeah, I'm not going to go on too much about it, but they've just been dreadful, really dreadful. How the hell you can destroy a franchise like that? A cash cow is just beyond me. No creativity, and yeah, I'm not going to go on about that. That's a video in itself. Right, the third book is video game related, and it's a game that is very divisive, very Marmite. It's a new game for the PS4, and it had a director's cut for the PS5, and it's Death Stranding by Hideo Kojima. And those familiar with Kojima's games know he tends to have this kind of, with character art and packaging and manuals and things like that, tends to have this sort of scratchy, graphic, comic book X illustrative style. But yeah, I absolutely love this game, far more than I should have. I do love my art books, I love my art, I love my design, and it was a design masterpiece. Again, not for everyone. You're basically a glorified courier delivering all these packages around the world, with beasties, unseen beasties after you, and the environment that you have to traverse with like cliff faces, have to make ladders. You've got this acid like rain that deteriorates your uniform, your cargo and things like that. Yeah, I love the game, and I'm really looking forward to the second one. It's going to be another bonkers game, no doubt. Right, DVD next. Been acquiring a few of the old cartoons of yesteryear, and this was going to be on my list, especially seeing I've got a daughter. She's of that age now, and I remember we were having like a little sword fight down in our playroom, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a She-Ra, Princess of Power. I mean, this was only a few quid. It's the complete Volume 1 anyway, Season 1. I don't know how many seasons there are, but man, yeah, the animation is absolutely great, just like He-Man. I love the look of the animation in all of these Filmation projects. But yeah, the cartoon is just dreadful, absolutely dreadful. But my daughter liked it, and that's the main thing. So there's that one. And one figure this time, as per usual, they're creeping in, and there's going to be more figures certainly in my next pickups. Who remembers Automan? This was on my list for quite a while, and I didn't know it was made into a figure until maybe a year or so ago. So I've had it in my eBay search, and I've missed out on a carded version of it. The box was a bit tatty, but all the paintwear is really nice, bar some honest play wear on his hair, where his hair's turned skin colour. Chuck Wagner was the actor that played Automan. And yeah, I was quite interested in what. Go on YouTube. I encourage you to do so. Watch the trailer, the opening credits. But man, yeah, it's so cheesy and bad. But I loved this back in the day as a kid. Loved this show. And with my figures, I am just getting the figures that strike a chord with me. And Automan certainly fits that bill. Right, let's go through these blasted games. First, Super Famicom game. I've had my eyes on this for years. It's been in my eBay search, and I can't remember the name of it. I'm going to put it up below. It's the third entry, I believe, and it's Parodius in the Parodius series. And this is supposed to be the best one. It's got really good praise and reviews. And I booted it up, and my God, I didn't expect it to be so difficult. I really need to pull my finger out and have more goes on this, which I intend to do this weekend as I film it. So yeah, it's basically is it a Gradius like more playful version of that in terms of the characters and the design. It's just really wacky and out there in Japanese. But yeah, don't let that cartoony cutesiness put you give you a false sense of security, because it's a bloody tough game. And I'm noticing here, like 1995, so that's towards the end of the SNES's life cycle. So yeah, they probably pushed the thing to the limits, and they did, because the amount of speech in this Japanese narrator, presenter, commentator is just non-stop in the background, yabbering on and on and on. And the speech, the quality of the speech is really good. Obviously I don't understand it, I don't speak Japanese or understand Japanese, but yeah, bonkers game, and we'll get so much more of my time. Yeah. PlayStation 1 game, a puzzle game that I've been looking into for quite a while. Again, most of these games have been on my list for quite a while, and I'm just taking my time, waiting for them to come down to a decent kind of price before I pounce. And it's Karushi, this kind of 3D isometric puzzler where you've got these blocks that slowly tumble towards you in different combinations, and I think you're a little guy and you have to sort of like navigate through it and avoid them crushing you or knocking you off an edge or something. But that one's been on my list for a while, and I've secured that one. PlayStation 2, a recent purchase, and one that I didn't know was that great, but again, looking into hidden gems videos and just those slightly off the radar games for each system. I'm not full on collecting for the PS2, but I am interested in what they've got to offer, and this one surprisingly is very good. A lot of people sung its praises. Kim Possible, What's the Switch? A Disney game, sort of a cel shaded 2D, 2.5D action platformer, it looks like, and the graphics look really charming. And with those kind of graphics, I think they age really well. The cel shaded look, yeah, apparently it's really good. All these games are complete. I do always want to get my games complete now. I can't be bothered with Frankensteining together, although if the deal's there, I'm going to do it. Right, Xbox. I'm going through the PS2 stuff, and this one and getting rid of anything that is superior on the Xbox. And this was one. This was actually built from the ground up for the Xbox, taking into consideration the extra power that has over the PlayStation 2. And there's Genma on a Musha. And I played the original on the PlayStation 2. Really enjoyed it. Warlords it was called on that. But this is supposed to be like a tier above, like a more complete package, and it's got more quality of life improvements to it, and obviously it's going to look better lighting effects, etc. Yeah, so it's this one, and this is actually running in the background if you can hear it. Right, the second Buffy game for the system, Chaos Bleeds. Again, this is supposed to be really good. I've got the other one. Not a show I really watched. Was obviously aware of it back in the day. It was huge, wasn't it? Had a massive following with Sarah Michelle Gellar there. But like a 3D action beat 'em up action game. Supposedly really good. There's probably about, that I'm aware of at the moment, about maybe 8 Xbox games that I'm after now. And this was one of them. This is my most recent pickup before the end of August. Probably got this literally on the last day of August or the 30th. And grabbed by the ghoulies. Fairly cheap game. It was only like £6 or something. There's that one. I've got a 3DS. I absolutely love the system. I've got my wife's got a modded DS, but I wanted one DS game above all others to own in physical, and it's a game that I used to play loads when I was in Australia when I went travelling in 2005. It was released when I was over there, and so was the new DS system. So I got the lovely clear. You know, they almost took a leaf out of Apple's book with the product design back there. Before it was this like silver prototype monstrosity that they released first of all, but the sleeker kind of shiny piano black DS unit is what I purchased, and I got this as well, which is Mario Kart DS. And for me, this is just my top game on the system. Not that I've played loads and loads on the DS, but this is holds such a place in my heart. I really kicked the hell out of this game, and just remember playing it in airports, waiting for connecting flights, and just took it everywhere with me. The DS, such a good game. I don't think there's really a bad per se Mario Kart game out there, and the handheld versions were really good. So there's that one. I went down. No, should I do that one first? Yes, do that one. I went down to my local retro video game shop, Revival Games, owner Paul, lovely guy. He's moved into a new pad, and I'm still waiting to do a new shop tour. Yeah, there's been things going on. He's had a bad back, bless him, and that's put him out of action for a week. And yeah, it's just weather and, you know, coordinating it with my work and things. But anyway, that video is still in the pipeline. But I had a look around, and there was only a couple bits this time I picked up. There is a game down there for the PlayStation 3 I wanted. It's a bit more of a tastier title, so maybe in my next pickups, if I'm a good boy, I might pick that one up. But anyway, I did see, I've got this already, this exact same collection as well for the PS3. I love Dark Souls, absolutely love it, love From Software games, but this one's sealed, so I've picked this one up as well. I could not resist. There you go. Where's my drink gone? I've left it downstairs. And another thing I picked up at the same time, I might as well do this and jump back a generation. It's this Dreamcast Retro Fighters controller. So it's got kind of more of a contemporary styling compared to that god-awful Dreamcast design. I mean, it's some of it's not bad, and the VMU is obviously excellent on the Dreamcast unit, but I've got quite large, not that large hands, but just really cramps up your fingers holding it in tightly, where this is much better for fighting. I've got the fighting sticks here as well, these things. I've got 2 of those. But this works really well and recommend it. Got this for a really nice price. It was a little bit sticky at first, but I gave it a good clean up, and some of the buttons didn't quite respond very well. But through play, it's it's doing well now. So I just think it might have been a bit dusty or left to the wayside, whoever sewed it on to Paul. So there's that one. And I've missed something. I'm going to go on to this bad boy next before I go on to any more of the modern stuff. GameCube titles. I've probably got about maybe 3 that I'm after now. And there's some, quite tasty titles now. But this was one on the list. And it's the full version. It's Dancing Stage Mario Mix, so I can break out my moves. My daughter's going to love this, and I think my wife will too. It comes with a dance mat and just the game, and it's all in lovely condition. Box is really nice. And another one from the GameCube, Bites the Dust. Looking forward to giving that a go. Right, back to the PS3. My PS3 downstairs, the disc drive just gave up the ghost. It just went kaput. So I thought, right, I was going to look into replacing it. I watched a couple of YouTube videos, or started to, and then I saw about like 700 screws, tiny screws you need to take out to get to the optical drive for the system. So I thought, for the price of the blimmin' things, I'm just going to buy a new one. One come up on Facebook Marketplace with loads of games, loads I've moved on from the games. Probably equated to, like, when I sold everything, maybe 10 quid, the actual console, so I was really pleased with that. That's set up downstairs. Got rid of loads of games, like I said, but I kept these 3. Sadly, they don't have manuals, but I'm not too bothered. Homefront, bit of an underdog, I believe. Oh, what's he called? He doesn't really do videos anymore. Retro Funk Retro. Actually helped make this game, produce this game. He's a game designer. So there's that one. Not supposed to be excellent, and even said in his video, I remember, that he wished he had more time, or they had more time to develop this game. It's always the way, isn't it? The pencil necks at the top pushing the designers to get things out before they're really cooked, fully cooked. Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Love these games. Tactical kind of like espionage games. And Killzone 2. I remember playing this it looked gorgeous, don't get me wrong, and they always do look really good, the Killzones, but I just couldn't really, just found something about the controls or the gameplay just didn't quite connect with me. But for the sake of it being part of a bundle and quote unquote free, or a very cheap price, pence, it was a no-brainer. No PS4 games this time, I don't think. I'm just going to check my notes, my list. Nope, but I have got a PS5 game, and it's a survival horror, The Chant. Limited edition. I bet they never did a standard edition. There's a thing of that now, isn't there? All these different editions, and they're all the bloody same. And 9 times out of 10, that particular edition's goodies isn't actually on the disc. It's just a code that you type in. But anyway, love my horror games. This one apparently is very, very good. So looking forward to playing that one. And that is it. Like I said earlier, I'm hopefully going to get down to see Port Revival Games soon to do this kind of shop tour. He's doing really well at this new shop, so I'm really pleased for him in that sense. And I need to go down and see if he can lighten my wallet's load, which I'm sure he could. And yeah, other things in the pipeline as well. Later this month, I am going up to Birmingham Neck for a toy fair with my 2 friends that I've known from like 3 years old and 7 years old, Pete and Graham. I've mentioned them numerous times in loads of videos, and it's going to be great. We were all kids together and all grew up together and all played similar games together around each other's houses and similar toys. It's going to be great. Just going down memory lane. We're all taking a car up there, staying the night. Got the restaurant already booked, a nice Japanese place where we're going to eat, hopefully, or Vietnamese street food. Yeah, we're going to toss up between those two. I've booked 2 places, and we'll just cancel one. But anyway, yeah, so really looking forward to that. There will be video games there, but predominantly it's going to be a toy fair. So expect some of those in the next September to October pickups. So thank you very much, YouTube. Everyone take care out there, stay safe, and I'll see you again.